Let's go. Oh, yay. Hi, guys. It is Monday, June 12th, and we're live. It's time for another live. They come so quick. I love it, though. I love this community. Welcome, everybody. I'm Marina Blackford. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my live, and welcome to the podcast. If you're playing this back on YouTube, YouTube has YouTube Music, and now you can easily find podcasts and you can look up Breast Cancer Live with Marina and you can listen back if you're not here in real time. So I love that feature that YouTube has. Thank you. Charlie Boy says, great, great. Yay. Welcome, Charlie Boy. I love that. If you guys are here, welcome. Thank you for being here. You probably found me because I am a cancer survivor. I am a two-time breast cancer survivor, and I am a mom to toddlers, and I'm an ex-marathoner, and I'm here building this community because I felt that there was a need, and lo and behold, there is, because you all show up, and I'm just so happy to continue the journey. So thank you for being here with me, guys. Hello, hello to some viewers here. Joaquin, I don't know if I'm saying that right. And Darlene, hello, hello. Hi, guys. Thank you. Yay. I'm so happy you could catch the live too. I'm trying a new day and time a little bit. I'm doing a couple Mondays this month. So today and at the end of the month, I think that's like what date is that? On the 26th at 9 a.m. Hi, welcome from North Carolina. Oh, I'd love to visit there. Welcome. Welcome, Michelle. First time catching the live. That's awesome. Yay. So as it goes here is I kind of run through a little bit of a topic for the live. And then I encourage you all to, ask your questions, share your praises. Maybe you can help answer somebody else's question that's here. Because I have my experience, but as you all know, as cancer fighters or survivors, we all have a unique experience as well. And so with our diagnosis, with our treatment, and with the side effects and how it affects us. So, welcome, and so happy you guys are here. It's awesome. Okay, yay. So we have Jackeen. Oh, happy to see you too. Welcome. She says, happy to see you here. Always inspiring. Thank you. This is reciprocated. You guys inspire me, and so it keeps me going. Yvonne says, hello, I'm a new subby. Welcome. Fighting invasive ductal carcinoma, HER2 positive. Yes. If you're here, it's one of these clubs that I always feel weird saying, like, welcome, because who wants to be part of this club? Like, nobody really. But that is part of the cancer journey is, knowing that we don't always have a choice in the fact that we're here, but we have a choice in how we handle it. Right. And we might as well find a community that can help support us because it's hard, guys. It's hard when you're out there on your cancer journey and you're just trying to live normal life and you feel like you can't relate to a lot of what people have going on right now because you're like, I'm busy going to chemo and losing my hair and just trying to like feel normal through the day just to get by. And so yeah. So welcome. Here you are felt and you are seen. Yes, thank you for saying hi to everybody. Hello, Helen. All right, so let's catch up with me. Again, for you newbies, I'll go over quickly. I'm a two-time breast cancer survivor. I was diagnosed at 31 the first time. I had invasive ductal carcinoma, which is the most common type of breast cancer. And I was told you need to start chemo next week because you're triple negative. And that meant no hormone positive receptors. So they want to beat that quickly with chemo. And it was shocking and it was scary. And I luckily had my own mother that had had breast cancer twice at that point to have an example to see that you could go through treatment and you could beat it and you could come out the other side. It didn't mean it was easy, but I knew it was possible. And that's really all we need to know on this journey sometimes is, can I do this? And so seeing a survivor like myself or my mom or hearing from other people, yes, you can do it. And here are some tips on this channel to help you. So if you haven't navigated my channel, I'm going to encourage you to find my playlists. You just go on my channel, Marina Blackford, and there are the tabs there that say videos, and there's one that says playlists. and they are sectioned into categories like chemo, radiation, and surgery. And the channel continues to be here because I think it's one of the most important parts of the journey is survivorship. Life after treatment is over. Now what do we do? Now where do we go? How do we deal with these emotions that are clearly still here? So that's why the channel is still here. So make sure you subscribe so you can catch up with weekly videos on what I'm doing as a survivor to live well, and what comes with being a survivor. I have an oncology visit tomorrow, so I'm going to vlog that and share that next week. And then the lives, of course, the lives. This is a community, and it's all because of you guys being here. So I'm going to answer here. Helen says, I was in the hospital Friday having fluid drawing off my lung. I'm sorry, Helen. I hope you're feeling better from having that fluid relieved. So, and she asked, how's your mom and you doing? I'm doing really well. I have no complaints. I've been doing some physical therapy to help with some leg pain, and I haven't had to go often. It's more of your at-home homework from physical therapy, and that's been working great. I am in the midst of what motherhood is right now with a 5-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. And that's also going very good. I am, just being present with my kids and guiding them and loving them through being toddlers. And it's its own energy. Trust me, guys, like it requires a lot. And my mother's doing great. She's just doing great. You guys can find me on Instagram at Marina Blackford, and you can see what my family's up to and everything. So there's some recent posts there. All right, so Yvonne, I almost died from my first round of chemotherapy. Oh my God, Yvonne. After 6 weeks in the hospital, climbing out of the fog of intubation and some very strong meds and treatment to save my life, I am here. Well, I don't always say it, guys, but thank God you are here, Yvonne. That is so scary. I'm so sorry. This is the kind of stuff that we don't expect to happen. And there's always this like little percentage. Hey, by the way, if you read the fine print on any of the side effects from your treatment, it's like, oh, your treatment, by the way, could cause heart failure or cancer. What? Like, yes, I know there's a small possibility. And I'm so sorry that you were part of that. I'm so glad you are here. Please keep healing. Lots of love to you. Somebody responded to Helen saying, glad you're here, Yvonne. I'm so blessed after a month at home to have found you. Thank you, Marina. Wow. Well, thank you. I'm so blessed that you're here watching. Thank you. I did not have chemo affect me in that way. So, it's funny, even as cancer fighters or survivors, sometimes you feel very lucky and like, oh, I didn't have that happen. I mean, I still had to go through it, but I guess I'm just thankful they didn't have it so severe. I got to be honest with you guys, though. I was responding to a direct message on Instagram or a comment on Instagram, something like that. And someone asked me, like, how did this feel when you did this? And, I do my best to always give you guys very honest responses. And I'm like, I feel like sometimes I'm starting to get far removed from it again. It's almost like trauma, right? Like if you've ever experienced trauma in your life at all, whether it's like, abuse, verbal, physical manipulation, or like, trauma, like losing somebody, or I don't know, just trauma. Sometimes we get through it by like shutting the door on it. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. And we start to forget what that was like. And that is okay for a while because that's what we need. But somehow those feelings might always resurface. And that's what I call survivorship. We really have to face those feelings head on sometimes. And we might not remember exactly like how chemo felt. Like, oh my gosh, that one day, like it was debilitating, But the trauma from it is feeling like I felt very alone, like I felt very unsure. And that's a really hard place to be. And I think what we need to do as survivors is acknowledge what we went through. Tell yourself how amazing you are, because you are. Because not everybody has to do this stuff. Not everybody's doing it currently, and that's okay. But you did it, and you need to remind yourself how amazing you are for getting through it. All right. So scroll through getting the comments going here. All right. I'm going to go through a bit, see if there's any Anything going on here? Jacqueline says, I was a guest on podcast sharing my cancer journey through my poetry. How can I share this? It's on YouTube at How Doodle. Ooh, I love it. Is that your channel, How Doodle? Well, there you go. Here's some people watching now that can go to that. I think writing, whether it's journaling or poetry in particular, so beautiful, is a great way to get these emotions out that I'm talking about. And there's a book on it called The Story You Need to Tell. The writer is Sandra Marinella, and she is a breast cancer survivor. And you can find that on Amazon. I'll make sure I link it on my Amazon store, which is in the description of most of my videos. I'll put it in the description here. My Amazon store, books you need to read. The Story You Need to Tell, Writing to Heal from Trauma. So great job on that. I love it. Helen, they took 1 quart of fluid off my lungs. Ooh, yeah. Seriously, I hope you are feeling better now. Lisa, here from Cape Cod. Welcome. Triple negative lumpectomy, chemo and radiation. Done. April 25th. Woo. I've been there and I'm so happy you're done. What a great place to be. So I hope you feel like you're getting a little bit of energy every day. That's one of the themes to my topic today is the journey. So I'll dive into that right here. I'll leave up your comment. Yeah, here is my topic for the day is I answer these questions from people sometimes, like, again, how did this make you feel? You know, what what do I need to be, what do I need to do to be where you are? Things like that. And I get that. Like, I want to share all that for you guys. But here's a reminder of what I want to tell you guys is it is a journey. Life's a journey, whether you have cancer or not, right? There's going to be ups and downs. Like, no one said this life was going to be easy. That's kind of the beauty of life is we get the gift of unknown and creating some really great things and experiences. But along with that is going to come hardships. And that is also where grace comes in. I think that's a very important word here, giving yourself grace and others grace to weather the storm. And so, my topic for today is to remind you guys that I put it this way to somebody. I'll use this word, but to remind yourself that it is a journey. So when you're looking at trying to figure out where you're at with your energy or your hair or your body, what I want to feel like I felt before is you shouldn't be in a rush to get somewhere. That's the way I phrase it, I suppose. Don't try to rush this because I do know and feel that healing takes time. Trauma takes time, this experience we've been on, it takes time. And so I believe in doing the actions to help ourselves feel better. And those actions come one day at a time and one choice at a time. And we can't feel rushed to be like, I just want to feel like on top of the world. It can come, guys. I mean, I ran Boston Marathon after I first had chemo and a double mastectomy. That's crazy. It was the slowest marathon I've ever ran out of the 4 I ran. But I made it and I did it. So yeah, it's possible. But to hold that expectation that I was going to have like a fast marathon or feel amazing was too high for me. My goal with that marathon was literally just to cross that finish line because I had 4 months to train after being cleared from chemo and a major surgery, so that's an extreme example, but luckily for me, that was my journey. That was my example. That's what got me through. So I'll come back around to one more topic I want to talk about today that I think could be really great for you guys. So let's move forward a bit with some comments. Helen, thank you all for being here. Appreciate you all. I love the love here. Laura Lynn. Oh, I just love your Instagram. Your hair's so cute. That's where I am right now. Can I pretend it didn't happen? I know that can't be healthy. Yeah. You can temporarily pretend it didn't happen. No, I don't think it is healthy. But you, like Laura Lynn Butler here, you guys can find her on Instagram. She has beautiful children. Is like me in that when we went through our cancer journey, we had very young children. She was actually pregnant, And we don't mind me sharing a bit of your story. But I, when I was diagnosed with breast cancer the second time, I was 36 years old. I had a 2-year old and a newborn, and I felt the lump. And I knew, know your body. Here's another lesson, guys. Know your body. Go, that does not feel right. That was not there before. It was here, washing next to the breast reconstruction and under my armpit. And I called and got the ultrasound and biopsy, and it was positive. And I was told again, you need to do chemo. And I had a newborn and a 2-year old. Like, I mean, talk about crazy, guys. We truly do what we have to do sometimes. So that's my point, Laurelyn, and for a lot of us is it was for me, it absolutely was my blessing in disguise. Like I could not just sit around and put up this comment. I couldn't just sit around and just wallow and just sulk and just, succumb to the effects of chemo. I had to do something about it because I had children to raise. And yes, I had help from family, thank goodness, and a wonderful husband. Um, but you're still a mom. I mean, you really can't turn off being a mom, especially with young kids. So I had to do all these tips that I always give to you guys, which is drinking lots of water, which is getting up and walking, which is like putting good things in your body and, fighting off nausea with everything I could, including medication sometimes, but wristbands, acupuncture, ginger tea. I mean, I threw the book at it all. And I do feel it worked. So take the tips. Estella, good morning. So excited I can finally catch the live. I've been stuck working around my radiation schedule. I'm finally back into my new normal routine. Yay. Yes, radiation. It doesn't take long, but it's very consuming, right? To even get to your cancer center park and like do the whole business. So I'm so happy you're on a new routine and I'm happy you're here. Yvonne, yes, yes, yes. The trauma's kept me very isolated and feeling very alone. Yes, it really does. But that's why I think doing lives right now for me are so important. So we can all kind of let this out, and vent and share. And reminding you guys of what you need to do reminds me of what I need to do, which is journaling, meditating. I was doing so good and I've kind of fallen off this last week, but I'm going to get back to it. Excuse me. I'm going to get back to it. I've been meditating, not much, but like 5 to 10 minutes every morning. And I really like it. Lately, though, I've just been a little slow to get out of bed and then walk the dogs before the heat sets in. So, Darlene, are you on hormone therapy? They want me to start soon. So, this is where I come to others, Darlene, for their experience. I am not on hormone therapy. I did a full hysterectomy and removed my ovaries. And I am in menopause. And I experienced menopause during chemo, especially my first time during ANC chemo. And I've experienced it since having my surgery. No hormone therapy because of my risk for breast cancer. We just want to keep that as low as possible. So if anybody is on hormone therapy and wants to share any insight, Darlene's here. Being a widow with grown sons, I have a beloved Chihuahua, Charlie, my emotional support pet. I love that. I love dogs, first of all. But having some thing to take care of outside of ourselves, I think it really is important. That's why I feel like motherhood has um, and kind of saved me in my journey, give me a reason again to get up and do my best is my children. And if your children are grown, maybe it's somebody else that needs you, like an aging parent. Maybe it's a neighbor. Maybe it's another cancer fighter. Maybe it's your dog. Lisa, so true. Done, but not done. Still tired at times. And Lisa, I tell you, like I felt this week. I was like, or last week, whatever it was. It's Monday. I was like, am I like still feeling like the effects of fatigue from cancer? I could be, or I could just be tired from raising children. I could be tired from just the busyness of life, right? Like, yeah. And so it crossed my mind, like, am I still tired from being a cancer fighter? And my point is, it's going to always kind of be with you, these thoughts. And I think the next thing I did was make some tea. Um, don't feel that's part of this first point I was making. Don't feel so rushed to feel a certain way. Just lean into how today is and do what you need today. Do you need to take a nap today and you can squeeze that in? Do it. Do you need to make some tea or coffee? Do it. And there's so many beautiful, healthy, organic blends out there now of organic coffee, teas, and even these like, you know, drinks that are like, I don't know. You guys have seen them on Instagram, right? Like better than coffee, mushrooms, or whatever it is. Not like illegal, but legal stuff. Okay. Yvonne, that is where I am, is responding to Laura Lynn. Can I pretend this didn't happen? Can I pretend I am who I used to be? Let's pause there, Yvonne. Yeah. I'm gonna beg to offer you a second opinion here, and that's why you guys are here for my opinion. I'm gonna say you're better than you used to be. And I'm sorry, that might sound like something you're not ready to hear because I loved my boobs before. I don't love these hard balls in my chest. I'll probably get them out someday. Um, I love not having scars. I loved being a very fast marathon runner. But I feel like we're better because we've been touched by something. We've been touched to realize how fragile this life is and what a gift it is. And now you have the choice to lean into where you're at and start to set goals again. So let's jump into the second topic that I want to touch on today. I'm listening to Mel Robbins' podcast right now, and I think she's great. She's motivational. It's the Mel Robbins podcast. And the current one I'm listening to is Giving Up is Not an Option. How great is that, right? And 6 surprising ways you're getting it. Oh, no. Sorry. Giving up is not an option. I can't even read the rest of the title. But here's the point. Oh, the motivation you need to hear. So she's wonderful. But here's what she's telling me to do, and I think you guys should do, and it's very hard to do when you're on the cancer journey, is you need to wake up in the morning and write down 5 dreams that you have, 5 goals, 5 dreams of yours, however big or little they might be. I want to feel well. I want to have my own business. I want to have energy, like literally how big or small they are. But write down 5 dreams. I'm going to start to practice this because I'm really good about the 3 things of gratitude. I think that has just come natural for me, either in prayers or writing. But I want to start writing down my dreams because I have dreams for you guys and giving you more. And this is great right now, but I just have dreams for more. I want to make sure I get all this stuff out there. So for yourself, start to write down 5 dreams you have. And I think they could be very small right now, which is setting a new goal of where you want to be, Yvonne. And I'm sorry to call you out, but I'm calling all of us out because I've been there. The more we try to fight where we are, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right to always be reaching to the past. I feel like we have to just, like say, that sucked. Here's where I am. Where am I going? Helen, amen. You're done. You are done. So proud of you and your achievements, Lisa. Yay, getting some praise here. Hello, Timeless Jules. And radiation can wipe you out for sure. Take care of armpit area. Yes, that is someone's Joaquin to advice. And I agree, right? Radiation can wipe you out for sure. Radiation is very deceiving because it's very quick. You're in and out. It doesn't feel like chemo, but the fatigue from radiation is very real. I think we forget that because you're not being infused with something. It's like this invisible thing that's affecting you. But radiation can be very tiring. So acknowledge that, guys. Like I promise you, 6 months out from treatment, you're going to start to get more energy. I really believe that. And you need to believe that. And you need to write it down. Write it down, your dreams and your goals. I am going to get more energy. Like, if you don't believe it, how is it possible? You know what I mean? Like, we really, I've used this phrase before, and it might not sound even right, but fake it till you make it. Like, fake it till you make it, guys. Like, believe it's possible. If you don't believe it's possible, why would it come to fruition, All right. So continue. Estella, perfect timing on topic. My question is, how do I adjust back into the real world after completing my journey and focusing on a stress-free life, surrounding myself around positive energy 24/7? Okay, so let me get back to the question. How do I adjust back into the real world after completing my journey? Well, I feel like you answered your own question there and focusing on a stress-free life. I mean, one, try to focus on a stress-free life. What does that look like? I think that looks like you healing. And I think that looks like you loving yourself. And we need to love ourselves the same way we're instructed to love small children, which is something am, learning about right now, is we need to love ourselves despite of all of our imperfections. Like, despite of, like, darn it, I ate that donut today. What was I thinking? Sugar is going to causes cancer, right? You guys have heard this. People love to interject with their like, don't do this. Um, let it go. I try to eat well. I try to make homemade food and buy organic, and I don't drink soda, whatever, whatever. It's just me. But I eat the donut sometimes, guys, and I am okay with it. So what I'm going to do is focus on doing my best, and then I'm going to let the rest go. I'm not going to beat myself up. Please love yourself the way you are now and forgive yourself, because that stress is often created by us. And it's, we need to just like be easier on ourselves. 100%. All right. So, hi, her too, which is Elena. Hello, Estella, as I enter my survival journey. I think that's was the continuation from her comment there, right? Yeah, surrounding myself around positive journey 24/7 as I enter my survival journey. Um, yeah, I really think you're doing it. I think by answering the question, like asking the question, you're answering your own question. Hope that makes sense. Elizabeth, blessings. Enjoy your kids, Marina. God is our healer. Hope, trust in Him always. Just completed 16 rounds of chemo on June 5th. Wow, you're 1 week out. Congratulations. It was rough. It is rough. Let's be honest. But God carried me through. Amen. I'm so happy for that, Elizabeth. I think faith is a beautiful thing. And I hope you all have some kind of faith in something greater than us. All media access news. Oh, I'm currently on chemo. That's so official sounding. Sorry. I am currently on chemo and I'm a single dad of 2 boys, and God has continued to strengthen me, and your channel inspires me so much. That means so much. Thank you. Wow, guys, cancer, it can affect anybody, but I love to hear from a single dad. Thank you for being here. And I love hearing that my channel has helped you. That's awesome. Again, I'm vlogging tomorrow, and I think like my vlogs can really help anybody on their cancer journey. It's not just people with breast cancer. I mean, you're telling me, right? I think this information can help anybody. So thank you for being here. That is amazing. I hope you continue to heal, and God bless you. Helen, I like being here for us, giving me hope and fighting for my life like we all are. I am so honored and blessed of the grace of God giving to us all. Oh, nice comments, everybody. Good morning from Canada, a Canadian living in Ecuador. Wow, awesome. Thank you for being here. Oh, I love your energy. Thank you. I had K&M says, I had a lumpectomy and 6 lymph nodes removed May 5th, and starting my first chemo treatment on June 9th. Went well, except one breakout in hives. My treatment involves trazutuzumab. I'm sorry. I've never seen some of these medication words. Trazutamab. Okay, I don't know what that chemo is. The hives. It's not uncommon for us to get side effects from chemo. I think hives could be fairly common. A lot of times that's why they do that pre-med Benadryl to help with the possible side effects from chemo. Anyways, I hope they're able to manage that better for you next time. If they have to tweak things, either dose or more pre-med. Yeah, thank you for sharing. And so if anybody has experience that wants to comment on that, and some greetings here for you all. Helen says, Marina, you are doing an absolute awesome job being you. Thank you for being you, Marina. We all appreciate you sincerely, all of us. Thank you so much, Ellen. You're gonna make me cry. But I'll share a little bit here. You guys come to the channel. What I have dreams of, and I will be working on, because I'm approaching where I'll have more time soon, is a website and maybe some just clear like printables, what to take to chemo, all of that. But I've been kind of trying to focus on like, what do I provide to people? What's the image? What's the brand? It's my name. Here I am. And I've struggled with hearing the word thriver lately, and maybe that's just me. And I'm going to be very real with you guys right now. I was a cancer fighter. I am a survivor. I will own those. I don't mind owning that. I don't know. I feel like a thriver, and then some days I don't feel like a thriver. Do you guys feel me on that? I feel like I want to embody that thriver. I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving. I do want to embody that. But there's this like tinge of guilt that comes some days that I'm like, I don't feel like I'm thriving today. Today I feel tired. Today I feel, maybe anxious about an appointment coming up. Today I feel like I'm surviving. I don't feel like I'm thriving today. And so I go through that, guys. I go through that. Like, trust me. And so my point is, I guess I'm just being vulnerable, and I'm also just trying to find, and I'm just trying to remind myself that all these things that I'm paying forward to you guys, I'm also doing it for myself because I need it too. Okay, there it is. There it is. Someone from Ohio, Joaquin, Joaquini is from Ohio, and I love that. I love that you guys share where you're from. I'm in Arizona right now, and today is a beautiful day because it's only going to be 92 for the high. Like, I can't even, but it will be 100 like by the end of the week. So, hi from Arizona, Minnesota gal. Hello, hi, welcome. I love to see regulars hop on here and say hi. It's really great. Um, Yes. Oh, in what Queenie said, she always adopts dogs from local shelters. Charlie, a second-handed 8-year-old. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. My dog Max is 16. He just turned 16. I shared him on like my story on Instagram the other day, and he's still going. He has some rough nights where he needs some trouble he has some trouble getting up. I have to help lift him. But he's eating and walking very slowly. So anyways, I have a 16-year-old dog, and he's my first fur baby. All right. I want to skip over this. SC says, I had a double mastectomy, and I took Herceptin for 12 times, refused to get tamoxifen. We'll see what happens. Yeah, that's your journey. And thank you for sharing. I mean, people ask me if I'm on tamoxifen all the time, and I was not placed on that. And I I feel like I only hear the bad things about it, right? Nobody's saying like, "Oh my god, tamoxifen was great. Thank goodness I went on it." Like, I don't think anybody's saying that. I think you're only going to hear from people that are not having a good experience. Remember that sometimes, guys. But it's your journey. Ask your questions to your doctors. Get the second opinions, and then I tell people this a lot of times too. Sometimes you're just gonna have to start on a route, and you're gonna maybe have to make a change, but you don't know until you go. So remember that, right? That helps me get through parenting also. Like, if I got to make a change, I'll make a change. Someone else says they're holding off on hormone therapies. Too many side effects for my condition. Yeah, they can have a lot of side effects. So we got to weigh our risk to benefit ratio, is what the medical world would say. I am a dental hygienist also, guys. So I do have healthcare provider expertise. So yes, Minnesota gal, I'm taking Mustane for at least 5 years to block estrogen, 66 years old. How are you feeling on that? Can you share a little bit? Michelle, have you or anyone tried therapy or counseling? I have completed 4 out of 6 chemo so far for stage 1 ovarian cancer. I plan to go back to work after last cycle, but also considering therapy. Absolutely. Um, lucky for me, I have like 2 friends that are practically therapists. And one just finished her master's, and one is a therapist and owns 2 practices. So, you know, I have not had professional therapy. No, I guess I therapy myself with reading books or mainly podcasts. Let's be honest. I don't have time for books right now, but podcasts. I listen to podcasts and everything that's research based. But getting therapy or counseling is absolutely it's something even a lot of cancer centers might be providing now. I'm pointing you towards. Um, what was I going to say on that? My point is, yes, therapy all the way. Absolutely. There's no bad time in life to do therapy if you think you need it, cancer fighter or not. Jackine, I agree. We are better than we used to be. I have experienced so much. I know, right? I'm like, better. I've experienced so much insight and growth through this experience. Yes. I want to remind you guys of that. I mean, we all don't feel that way sometimes. Trust me. Like, we all just want to pretend it didn't happen. No, who wants to remember sitting in a chemo chair for hours? Like, no, thank you. But you've been given the grace of knowing that this life is precious, and now you're here. So now what do you do? I want to bring you back to that tip that Mel Robbins was sharing with me is we're trying to stay motivated in life. We're feeling like kind of aloof. We're feeling like, I'm turning off my air conditioning right now so that you don't have to hear that. Okay, there we go. Air conditioning's like right above me. So it's like, what do you do now? Or what do you even do during the journey, guys? I feel really lucky that during the journey, I had a very huge goal. I mean, my first time I had cancer, I had just qualified for Boston. And I was like, let's do what we have to do to beat this because I'm going to run the Boston Marathon. Like, I'm going. So I had a something to look forward to, which was awesome. Um, the second time I had children. So again, I had something to work on. But we can kind of get lost in the journey, the cancer journey. Just like I feel like in parenthood sometimes or motherhood, to be honest, guys, I'm kind of lost in it. Like I get so consumed with raising kids, or you get so consumed with fighting cancer that you're like, who am I after all of that? Who am I after just trying to feel like good, you know, not fatigued and not nauseous? And who am I after even raising kids too, guys, to be honest? I'm like, some days I've just been like so overwhelmed that I'm like, who am I? And we lose sight of that. So I think what Mel Robbins is trying to tell us is to start writing down our dreams, to start dreaming again, period. And remember, your dream is going to change. I think it's almost like journaling. Like right now, your dream on your cancer journey could be just to feel better, just to get a little bit more energy every day. And are you taking steps to do that? Because your dream will remind you if you're taking steps to do that. Because it's one thing to just you know, be saying something and then not be doing anything about it. So our dreams are reminding our brain and our body to take the steps to do what we want to do. Okay. So there. I've landed my 2 points for the day. So let's fill in with some comments and see how it flows here. Um, Helen says, my one dream was to be here on time. You're here. You made it. Greta, when I was diagnosed, I lost some friends. Survivorship, holy moly, way harder than surgeries, treatments, etc. And the cancer ghosting is worse too. Just starting to process that. Cancer ghosting. I have not heard that term. Will you share more on that, Greta? I think I know what you mean, but I don't want to make sure. And yeah, I think there is quite a surprise to survivorship. I think the surprise is in what I was saying, like realizing that there was a lot of emotions, like, whoa, I did that. That was really hard. That was really scary. And then like, what do we do with those emotions? And then feeling alone. It's all of that. You've nailed it. So tell me more about the cancer ghosting. What is that? Minnesota gal or Queenie says, Minnesota gal, how are the side effects? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah. Minnesota gal answers, feeling good. Letrozole made me not want to get out of bed. Okay, so that's her experience there. And so remember, guys, sometimes with these hormone therapies, there are different ones. So you might need to bring that up to your doctors and say, why am I taking this one and not that one? Is there another one that's an option if this one is making me feel terrible? I mean, communication is key. Helen says, I am with my purple pen. She loves purple. She's got her purple. Jacqueline, Michelle, I saw a counselor through the Cancer Institute where I go, and I found it very helpful. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. Yes, I did do some therapy. I did some telemedicine therapy with my cancer center's provider. She only does telehealth though, and my insurance would not cover telehealth. I needed to see her in person. What is that? What is wrong with insurance these days, guys? Why are they trying to make things harder? And like, it's ridiculous. I did have telemedicine. I probably had, oh gosh, 4 sessions with a therapist, Dr. Baca at Banner MD Anderson here. And she was fantastic. She was a cancer survivor, has raised children, has grown children, and was fantastic. Guys, yes, therapists are wonderful. I can't believe I forgot that. Chemo brain. Blame it on the chemo brain. Helen says, give back to ourselves and enjoy your days. We owe it to ourselves, guys. You've been through a lot. Like, do something nice for yourself. Like, go get yourself a yummy smoothie. I don't know. Minnesota gal says, seeing oncologist Wednesday, doing blood work and first mammogram since diagnosis last June. I'm going to send you some positive vibes that you can get through that well and that everything comes back clear, Minnesota gal. Yvonne says, at Greta, processing that myself right now. I never thought I'd be ghosted because of cancer. Okay, so back to that comment, right? What does that mean? Yes, oh my God. I've had some of this happen, but I guess I don't hold on to it because I don't want to hold on to the feelings about that. But Cancer ghosting. I don't know why it happens, but it happens. So ghosting, right? Ghosting is like when someone doesn't call or text you or like just ghost you, right? I like what happened to my friend or neighbor, or family even? Like, why aren't they responding to me? And it happens when you have cancer sometimes. Like, what is that? Like, I thought people were supposed to be like, do you need anything? Like, it I don't know. I'm not the other person, so I haven't had people clearly explain what's going on when they do that. But my feelings on that is it's just too much for them. I mean, if you imagine where we all are at in our lives, we're all moving around in this world, right? I mean, you could drive by neighbors going to the store that are living in their home that you never see, guys, right? Because we're all just kind of living our own life. To be honest, we're kind of all in our own little world sometimes. And so when people ghost, there might be just something. This is just too much. This is they don't have the capacity to help you, and that's okay, because if they don't, like, you can't take the help then, right? So you're gonna maybe lean into it somewhere else. But I think sometimes people just have to focus on what they can handle, and I'm sorry, because that is hard. If it was a friend or family member that you expected to be there and they just like disappear, that's hard. I mean, you can do your best to be like, hey, how are you? I would flip the table if you really want to see what's going on, because it's probably something going on in their life. I think sometimes we only have so much energy for friends or like stuff like this, big things, right? And so maybe you could flip the tables on somebody that cancer ghosts you and just be like, hey, how are you? Like, how are you doing? And maybe they'll share, maybe they don't. And if they still don't, then you got to move on, because you only have so much energy to give to others. All right. Hey, what about dairy products? That one very controversial. It is controversial, and I haven't done new research on it. I'd have to research. I do have some dairy because I have yogurt in my diet, and I always buy organic yogurt. I think that's important, and I always buy plain yogurt. I don't have any yogurt that has sugar in it. If I want to sweeten it, I sweeten it with honey, like almost 100% of the time, or agave or organic maple syrup maybe, but usually put honey in my yogurt. So I think sometimes for me the something like yogurt, for example, is the problem is the sugar. Milk, I don't drink milk. I it makes me gassy, so I just don't really drink milk. My kids do, and it's organic. There's new stuff on soy. Have you guys kind of been paying attention to that? We used to be told avoid soy, avoid soy. Turns out it's not actually bad for us. Again, as long as it's organic and non-GMO. I think it's more in how these products are what's the word, produced is the problem sometimes versus the actual product. The more pure a food is, the better it is for your body. And then I think we're all different. I think some of us digest dairy better than others or soy better than others. So my stance on it is I do consume it if it's organic with no sugar. Estella, thank you, Marina. Oh, well, you're welcome. Irish girl, welcome. Are you in a breast cancer support group? I'm not. This is my support group right here. You guys just showed up to my support group. I am on two Facebook groups that I can reference. It's like BRCA Sisterhood and Young Survivor, like young breast cancer survivor, something like that. So I'm in two groups on Facebook that I could turn to for questions. And honestly, I just don't have the time. I don't have the time. I work part time as a dental hygienist. I'm with my young kids, and I'm any extra time goes to you guys on the YouTube. And more time is coming though. My son is starting kindergarten soon, actually the end of next month. So after he starts kindergarten and my littlest starts pre-K in the fall, I will have more time. I'll have more time to work on everything for you guys. So I'm excited for that. Greta, I know it's out of this world. Yvonne, I know it's out of this world. Much love to you. I love that you guys are communicating with each other. Thank you on the sidelines here. I'm going to try and catch up. We're doing well on time. I think I will probably wrap up in like 5 minutes. So let's see what we can get to. Helen, let's see here. What do we have? Any more questions? Any more questions? Let's see. Minnesota gal says 3D diagnostic mammogram for next couple years. Cross fingers, no more biopsies. Ooh, yes, that would be great, right? Because if they see something suspicious, I mean, if you've had cancer, the only way to know for sure is to biopsy, and that is annoying because I hate having to be poked and I hate having to wait for results. It's the worst. So I hope you don't have any more biopsies either. Got it. This word here, the one I couldn't say. Trastuzumab is same as Herceptin. Okay, thank you. I know. As a dental hygienist, I get pretty familiar with medications because I have to review people's medical history. So there's quite a few that I've gotten used to seeing. Um, Queenie, very commonly given throughout cancer treatments. Yes. Pam says, I'm waiting for my doctor's appointment to find out the results of scans. Thank you for your support. Oh, Pam, I hope everything's well. I've seen your name on my channel here a couple times. So thank you for being here. Yvonne says to Greta, much love to you as well. And she's trying to reach out to keep in touch with somebody. That's totally welcome. If you guys feel like, hey, maybe there's somebody I can message that's kind of on the same point in the journey as I am, that might be really nice. Or maybe even a step ahead of you, right? Helen, you're a blessing to yourself, your family, and friends, and with us. And we are all blessed to be here. Thank you. That is so positive. I love that. Thank you, Greta. Let's see. I'm going to go forward. What else do we have? Okay, Kanam says, yes, that word I cannot. Trastuzumab is a Herceptin, not like the terrible isotypes that people get, which is a nuclear chemo. My care has been wonderful but challenging, not being fluent in Spanish. Thank you. Okay, there you go. K&M, thank you, Marina, for putting this together because it's helpful to hear the positives and negatives. Thank you for listening to me. You guys help me process emotions that sometimes I forget I have, and they need to be processed because I talk about this in my last video. And one of my is in my what was my last video, guys? It was, I can't think of it right now, but I said these emotions have to go somewhere. Um, like if we're not releasing these emotions, where are they going? They're staying bottled up inside, and that's not good. That's not healthy. That's what I said. That's what I remember I said. So I can't remember the title of my last video. Let's go to my content. 5 tips to boost your immune system during chemo. So that was my last video that came from questions. So yeah, thank you guys. Christine, welcome. Hello, Marina, and everyone from Washington, D.C. Thank you for sharing your stories. Thank you for listening. Let me scroll down, see if I see any new names to throw on here. Jamie, I'm trying so many new things, so much more open to new experiences. Yay. So, Jamie, thank you for sharing that, reflecting on like, are we taking what we've learned from cancer and saying, you know what, let's like not wait to do these lofty things we've said we do. Let's go live life. Like live life, right? I zip lined last fall. I've never zip lined, and it was over canyons on Catalina Island off of California, and it was wild. It was scary. I mean, to jump off and like zip across a canyon that's 900 feet below you, but I knew I was in totally safe hands. The people that run this zip line, like the lady lives there and has been doing it for like 20 years. But yeah, like live life responsibly, but enjoy it. It's your right. It's your right. Helen, I'm taking care of my purple pen. Okay. She has an inside joke. Kanem, what precautions did you do when you had to go out during your most vulnerable times after chemo? After a chemo, low white blood cell session. I have to go to a very populated government office 2 days in a row. I mean, I went through cancer the second time in the midst of the pandemic. I mean, I was diagnosed December of 2020 and I started chemo. I am a healthcare provider, right? So I chose to get the vaccine early then. So I got vaccinated. I mean, I am a dental hygienist. I had a newborn. I had reasons to get vaccinated, right, guys? I work in people's mouths. I had a newborn and I was starting chemo. So I chose to get vaccinated. That is my choice. So I did that. And I would wear a face mask at the time to populated places, I guess. Yeah, and I hung out with close family and friends. I just didn't do large gatherings at the time. I mean, but that's a time that vaccines weren't available to everybody. I mean, they are now, and we've moved on to different strains of COVID. I mean, I don't know if that was what we're trying. I'm just addressing it as COVID, by the way. But I mean, if you want to avoid illness, period, right? I mean, I suppose you would wear a face mask to protect yourself. That's up to you. It's totally up to you. Um, I still kind of lived life during that time, to be honest. I just didn't have a choice. I had kids. Like my kids, let me think. Did my son go to school? I mean, my son was still going to a school, like a Montessori 3 half days a week. So really, like, everything's out the window when your kid is around other kids. Like, wash their hands, wash your hands. Good luck. Christine, I found out that cancer is back. No, but instead of being fixated on the cancer itself, I decided to change my mindset to get healthy physically and mentally so I can beat cancer. Let's do this. You will. I'm so sorry it's back. I mean, I guess I've been there, right? I've had it twice. You know what's possible. You have great doctors. You're in great hands and you will beat it, period. And my new goal, also, guys, with the whole what are my dreams, I'm trying to really like write down and create a future. So, dreams, or we could use the words affirmation here, but I'm trying to say lately is I am well, I am cancer free. And then I'm trying to meditate lately when I meditate on health and picturing myself living to a healthy old age, where my children are grown and I'm getting to be here and live a beautiful life with them. I'm meditating on that because I never did that before. And I feel like it's very important to do now because that's what I want for myself. So I need to envision it. And I am teary eyed saying that. Jamie, don't get me started on insurance. Girl, insurance. They are the therapy sessions, like I said, would not cover them because they were telehealth. So guess who got a huge bill later for therapy? Ridiculous. Anyways. um yes, let's see. Okay, so let me scroll down a bit. Yeah, someone else asked about the ghosting. Okay. Someone commented on the ghosting. Let's touch on that. K&M, I think ghosting, people just do not know how to respond or digest what we are about to go through, and maybe they have enough to handle in their own lives. Yeah, that's what I felt too. It is hard, but remember the ones you have. I felt the same, K&M. Thank you for feeling me on that one. All right. So what else do we have here? Some people are sharing in the comments. Um, about their experience with having people ghost them, right? I know. Here's a question from Teresa. How do you fight loss of taste and no energy? Well, you don't fight it. That's how. You can't fight it, Teresa. Like, it's unfortunately a side effect of treatment you've been recommended in doing. So what can you do about it? Well, taste. I always tell people just to heighten the taste of things that I felt like came through. So I'd put um, really like good flavor into food. So I liked just squeezing a lot of lemon on food. I liked a lot of garlic cooked into food. Um, Sorry, husband. um, I just try to enhance like those flavors if I could. And then no energy. I would encourage you to probably go to one of my videos. Like my last one, how to boost your immune system during chemo. That's one that I think helps with energy. So I would do things like go for a morning walk and to do things when you feel well. I don't encourage you laying around a lot during chemo. I think you need rest, but you got to get up and move when you can. Otherwise, like you're just that energy's not going to come. So just kind of like uh that staying ahead of it a bit, staying ahead of it a bit. All right. Jamie, how does not having mammograms work after reconstruction? Just self exams? um yeah, I don't have mammograms. You're right, I have breast MRIs occasionally. So I had one year after treatment and another one this year, so they can do breast MRIs. And yeah, just self exams myself, and then my oncology team like feels under my armpits and around my reconstruction. So that's how we check. I mean, it's hey, another blessing in disguise. No mammograms. I have to do the MRIs. Yeah, those aren't fun. But I don't have to get my boobs squished anymore. Nora, starting first tax on Herceptin as I watch this video. Thank you, Marina, for all your tips and support. Nora, I am with you. I hope everything goes well. Thank you for watching. Good luck. Good luck. It's always weird sometimes, right? I'm like, I don't know what to say, guys. Like, good luck. Like, I do mean it though. You guys know I mean well. Yes. All right. Okay, Nim says I have 4 vax, but bought N95 and gloves. Do you think that's enough? I think that's enough. I think it's totally enough. I think you stressing less about getting sick would actually be good also. Okay, because you either have a choice like to go or not go, right? And I'm assuming you have to go. So if you have to go, then what you're doing is just fine, and you are fine, and you will be well. You just toss those gloves away before you get in your car. Do not wear gloves and then get in your car with gloves. Okay, get rid of the gloves, like wipe things down, use hand sanitizer. That's my biggest thing as a dental hygienist is seeing people use gloves incorrectly. You can't like use gloves and go and like use those same gloves. Like, does that make sense? On your steering wheel and then your house, like, no. Anyways, okay. All right, let's start to wrap up, guys. It's been so great. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, Laura Lynn, I'd love to answer here. Um, Marina, have you always had the same oncologist? Recently, my oncologist left the practice. Oh, I was so upset, but it ended up being a blessing in disguise, and I really feel like the Lord took care of me. I have always had the same oncologist. Yeah, she, doesn't always happen, guys. Like doctors move, they move cancer centers, they move state. It happened with my surgeon, so I have always had the same oncologist, and I trust her and I trust her team. I certainly ask questions every time to make sure, like, why am I doing this or not doing that? Um, but I've always had the same oncologist, so I don't have a reason to switch. So thank you all. Thank you for being here. And remember, the next live is in 2 weeks on Monday, the 26th at 9 a.m. So if you want to hop on again and do this again, I'd love to see you guys. So thank you for being here, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye. Have a great